Hi, I'm Travis Freed from Family Service and Guidance Center. Welcome to the second of 3 real-world parenting videos for the month. Our topic this month is suicide prevention. Last week we talked about early warning signs. Today, we'd like to talk more about how do you talk to your child about suicide. I want to keep in mind with this topic, we're not just talking about how to talk to your child about suicide when we start thinking they're suicidal, but we want to make this not a taboo conversation, just like anything mental health related. A lot of times in our society, we don't want to talk about suicide because it's hard, it's uncomfortable, and we're afraid we're going to plant the seed that someone might actually kill themselves because we're talking about suicide. Research shows that's not the case. Research shows talking about this openly and directly is the best way to do this, even when someone's not feeling suicidal, because when they start to feel suicidal, they're much more likely to open up and have a conversation with you. So the biggest tip is to start early. Have these conversations about their mood, about their day at school. Sit down and open the door for those conversations and look for some of those early warning signs that we talked about last session. Depression, isolation, abrupt changes in mood. Talk about those. Help your child identify emotions at a young age. And if you haven't started at a young age, start doing it now. Share what your emotions are like when you experience certain things, how that feels, what the difference between anxiety is and depression is, and how that makes you feel. How do you pull out of that as well? Make suicide and emotions a common and comfortable topic in your house. It should be something you talk about at least once a week. Maybe not suicide weekly, but emotions and expressing yourself, we want to have that conversation consistently with our child. When families come to therapy, that's what we do. We sit and we talk about this a lot of times. It's about expressing yourself, developing coping skills, and learning to do this. We want you to learn how to do that yourself as well with guidance from us. Be direct and use direct language. Don't shy away from indirect language by saying things like, have you thought about harming yourself or ending your life? Let's be direct. Research again shows that being very direct and saying, hey, have you thought about killing yourself? Or are you suicidal? Is much more effective. It brings real life to it. It brings light to it. Again, keeping in mind there's a huge difference between self-harming and suicidal behaviors. While both are incredibly concerning, we want to make sure we're distinguishing them and identifying what the real problem for the youth is. That's all for today. Join me again next Thursday for some more real-world parenting advice on how you can help your child.